Our guest in the studio is Bill Schramm. Check out his website, schramm.com, billschramm.com. Everybody sort of, I think everybody knows a troubled teen, a troubled youth. And Bill Schramm is trying to turn that all around by speaking at engagements all over the country. He's trying to inspire young people all over the country and also try to get into the adults' heads as to how important this is, because he himself, and he's in the studio. Bill, welcome.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
This is our second segment with Bill, and we learned that he has lived quite a life in his young 23 years.
Breaking into cars, selling radios, doing some time. Now he's helping the people.
Drugs. What was the low point in your life there, Bill?
You know, I'd say the biggest low point was when I was in jail and I was on the other side of that glass. And I had to...
Speak up a little bit.
I had to face a lady who had taken me under her wing and was caring for me as if I was her own child. Though she was not my foster parent, she never received a dime of financial help for supporting me, but she cared for me as if I was her own child, and I had to face her. And it wasn't that I was being punished, and it wasn't, you know, anything like that. It was just
the disappointment.
I knew she was disappointed in me. That was my low. Personally.
That always got me worse for my father. I'm not mad at you. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, that's when you like to spank me. Just spank me, man. Come on.
Can't you just be mad? Don't be disappointed.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my personal low. As far as like the low of where I was doing the worst of the worst, you know, I would say...
I mean, stealing to get drugs is a low point.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific about that you remember?
Not really, but I know when I was homeless, one really big thing, when I was homeless, you guys know where Ludington and Manistee are.
Sure.
It's like, you know, 20-some-odd miles difference, 25 plus.
Ludington's where the boat is.
I would ride my BMX bike, okay, my BMX bike from Ludington to Manistee just to have a place to stay because I had nowhere else to go. And it was either be outside, and I mean in the winter, in the middle of the winter.
Did you stay in a flop house or something like that, where a lot of...
I went and stayed with basically like friends' parents' houses and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
And what did they think of you?
They just let me come because I was a cool kid and I was never in trouble. And yeah, I mean,
how fast could you get my radio out of my truck right now?
I don't know. I haven't done it for like 5-something years, but back then it would be really quick. I mean, I was in practice. I was
smash and grab.
Tell me about the lack of guilt, because I would, you know, it would bother me that these are hardworking people that have, you know, gotten this nice car, and then you're crowbarring their door open. You got their radio out. These are hardworking, tax-paying people that are trying to do the right thing by your family, and you're, you know, stealing, like if the wallet's inside, of course you'll take the wallet, you'll take some cash, look around, you know. Well, and then, but there's no sense of guilt in the eyes of an addict or somebody that wants their next fix or something like that, right?
Not at all whatsoever. And you know, one thing is I actually never broke into the cars. I only got into cars that were open, that had doors unlocked. So lock your doors out there, okay? Seriously.
Oh, man.
I never broke a single window or crowbarred anything or picked anything. But
and this stuff happens in Traverse City. This stuff happens around here.
I've been living here for 9 years. This is where I did it. So if any listeners out there are one of the people that I happen to hurt, I'm sorry, because I've changed my life and I'm not like that anymore. I assure you.
It's not as crime free as you would think.
Not at all whatsoever. You know, we live in this bubble where we think we're totally safe. You know, and like you said a moment ago about the guilt. You know, a person that's in that situation, that's an addict, they don't have goals. They don't have a view of the future. They're living in the present, the now. So all that matters is getting that next fix. All that matters is getting that, you know, that next break-in or that next drug deal or whatever it is. And they have no guilt or no sympathy or remorse.
Now tell me about this, Bill. What happened when you got busted? What happened when you got tossed in jail? You had to do the 10 months. You avoided 2 15-year convictions. Yep. So you got the minimal, and then you had a good time served, right?
Yep.
But how did you get busted? How did it come all down?
Well, it was kind of crazy how it happened, and I'll try and be as quick as possible with this, but I got caught red-handed in Elk Rapids, okay? And I got charged with 2 misdemeanor counts, okay? I sat in jail for 45 days, paid off all my fines, got off probation, the whole shebang. Turned my life around at that point. That's when I turned my life around. Okay, stopped doing drugs, everything. I had my graduation date set for high school. I was going to Traverse City Alternative.
Wow,
right down the
good
road
for you. Yeah.
I had my graduation date set. I had my deployment date set for the Army because that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
And basically what happened is they brought up more charges because they found a snitch that would tell them the whole story. So they found evidence. So they brought up more charges and charged me with 2 15-year felonies, though I did not recommit. I did not do anything. I mean, I had already straightened up my life. And they came back. I mean, karma will catch you in the end. Let's face it. I did the crimes.
You broke into a lot of people's karma.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, but what about the day that it came down where you got caught? What was that in Grand Rapids?
That was in Elk Rapids.
And did you get caught in the act?
Yep, I got caught in the act. So, and
wire strippers and radio in hand,
right?
Oh man!
And flashlight, hammer. I mean, you know.
And they just came up out of nowhere. You never saw anybody coming. Was it at night?
Yeah. Yep.
In the middle of the night?
Yeah, they didn't come up with a car or anything. They just walked up. Like, they had to have parked down the road and walked over.
And were they looking for incidences in the area?
They were looking for us, and they knew right where we were. Somebody saw us and had to have called. I mean,
well, good job to the police officers, because maybe if that hadn't happened,
I would have gotten.
Then you
would know how to get my radio now.
So, so Bill Schramm has turned his world around, and he's touring around the country. And you can go to his website, Bill Schramm, SCHRAMM. .com, and he can also make donations. You know, he's not making any money off of this, but he's you know, pretty much doing a national tour of trying to get in front of kids, making a difference, doing the right thing, making a negative into a positive, and trying to influence kids. And I think they really relate with him, seeing that he has been down the wrong road in the past, and kids in the juvenile halls, foster care programs can sort of relate with him, that he's been through those as well. And also that he's young and relatable to a young person.
Yeah.
So it's not some guy in a suit that doesn't can't relate. Never been down, you know, never been with his BMX traveling in the wintertime trying to get for a place to stay because his family and friends won't return his call.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you know, one thing with this trip too is we're not charging the organizations anything for any of the speaking engagements. It's all supported basically through donations and my personal funds that I'm dumping into this, because this is what I believe works. I believe I can make a difference, so I'm paying for a lot of it myself, which I have no problem with at all whatsoever. But we are really short on funding, and the United Way of Northwest Michigan has chose to be the fiscal sponsor.
And it's a tax deductible if you got the United Way with you.
Yeah, basically what you mean is, what that means is you get a tax deduction if you donate to this. All you got to do is send a check to the United Way of Northwest Michigan, and then in the memo part of the check, put USA Tour. That's it.
USA Tour in the memo. That's easy to do.
Exactly.
And then you could find out all the information. You could also do credit card donations, whatever, on the website, BillSchramm.com. Hey, you're doing a good thing in the community. You're doing a good thing around the country. You should be commended, my fine young man. And thanks for turning your life around, talking about it on the radio, and inspiring the people.
Definitely. Thank you, everyone.
Go, bro.
BillSchramm.com, SCHRAMM. Find out some more information about that, make a donation, and thank you.